How y'all doing? What's up? We got to talk about it. Rest in peace. 3 girls passed away. Now, 4 was in the car driving. This happened in Florida, and they was driving. They said they were going 116 miles per hour, and it's the video footage to show it all. And everybody is talking about this. And I just have to say, you guys, listen, the laws are put in place for your safety and everybody else's safety too. This happened around 3 o'clock in the morning, they say, and they was in the car drinking that alcohol and just driving fast. And y'all got to find better hobbies. It's so many things that you guys can do than just to be drinking and driving all recklessly at night. And they are saying the most damaging part is the video. They put the video on Facebook of them in a car, driving fast, drinking, and just acting unhinged. Nobody is wearing a seatbelt. And that's another thing. Like I said, rules are put in place for your safety and for everyone else's. If you guys don't abide by the rules, these things like this will occur and you will lose your life senselessly. And this could have been avoided. It could have been avoided. I have heard people say, well, we've all been there. No, we have not all been there. Okay, let's stop that lie. And if you have been there, then God have gave you mercy. And you need to get on your knees and give a testimony and have your butt in church every day because God have gave you grace and that is your testimony. But some of y'all still out here acting reckless and you're not going to learn until it's too late. Okay. So I want to go through this report with you guys in fully. And I also want to go through the comment section that I got this from to see how people are reacting to it. Okay. Now, this is the report, and make sure you guys like, share, subscribe here at the Messy Sweet Spot. I'm your host, Gigi with the T, okay? All right, so hit the dash. That is what people remember. In the video on Facebook, I'm not going to play the audio, but when the video shows they're speeding at 116 miles per hour, you hear one of the girls say, hit the dash. They were all encouraging this behavior, which is very deadly because not only did they pass away, but they could have hit anybody else. It's dangerous and it's deadly. And people need to know because you have a lot of people, you guys like to joyride your kids. And it's not safe, it's deadly, and just stop it. It's senseless. Find another hobby. Find something to do with your life, okay? Y'all don't want to read the word, but y'all want to speed like a speed demon, causing your death and other people's too, okay? All right, so it says here, 3 women are dead. So all 3 of them are dead and one is in critical condition. It was 4 girls in the car. Okay, it happened in Lake County, Florida. The driver, I'm going to call her Shay Shay. She's 30 years old, was behind the wheel of a 2024. It was a Jeep Grand Cherokee. The passengers include a 32-year-old woman, a 28-year-old girl, and a 26-year-old girl. Okay. And these are all grown women and they know the law. They know right from wrong. Y'all know y'all supposed to have a seatbelt on. You guys know you should not be speeding and you should not be drinking and driving. All these things are deadly and all of these things are put in place for your safety and for other people's as well. And it's sad to do this selfish act to live so recklessly because not only did you take yourself out of here, but all your friends and family, they're hurting too, And I know some people feel like it would never happen to me because people do it and they get away with it. But hey, it might just be, you may not get that lucky or God may not spare you, So you always want to do right. If you can. And in this situation, they could have just stayed in the basement and drink. Okay. They didn't have to put it in a row endangering themselves and other people. They didn't have to do that. Okay. And that speeding and then the seatbelt. Put your seatbelt on. Why y'all don't want to put your seatbelt on? Because you hard-headed. You never listen to your parents and you don't want to listen to the laws, and you feel like you can do what you want to do. Well, this is the result when you are doing what you want to do. And the people that got these kids and allowing these kids to do whatever they want to do, and you're not teaching them structure, you're not teaching them discipline, you do them no favors, because they grow up entitled, feeling like they don't have to abide by the laws. All the laws that's set in place, they can just disrespect and do what they want to do, and they end up in horrible, deadly situations. And I'm telling you, to save your life and to save a life that's looking at this video that is on that type of time. Okay? So the truck, it struck a pole, it flipped multiple times and ejected all four women out of the car because nobody was wearing no seatbelt. And you would think, when you got friends like this and all of y'all on that demon time, it's no good. I wish it was at least they had one friend that would have said, you know what, y'all, we got to do this right. Put your seatbelt on at least. Or one of them could have put their seatbelt on themselves, but maybe they were on that sacrifice. Well, if I don't have my seatbelt, we got to do it recklessly, y'all. We got to drink. Nobody wearing their seatbelt. We got to live to the fullest or whatever. To me, it's living foolishness. Okay? You only got a small second on this earth. Live it good. Live it well. Live it as long as you can. Okay? But they have shortened their lives from their own doings. Okay? So it says, and maybe the community could have push more propaganda to say stop speeding driving, stop drinking and driving, wear your seatbelts. I think if anything, the community could push more messages to stop the recklessness behavior, and possibly that could have saved a life in this situation. Okay, and I feel like the community has failed them by not continuously to push to wear the seatbelt. And it's sad, you got to tell grown folks to keep abiding by laws, but that's who's breaking them, is these grown folks. When you go to jail, it's full of grown people, so you constantly have to remind these grown adults to abide by the laws. Okay, so that's what I would do. I see more butt shaking and twerking than I see wearing a seatbelt. Stop drinking and driving. I see more twerking in the community than anything else. Okay? And all this foolishness y'all got going on, you're fighting and all that carrying on. All right. So here it is. It says in the video, the speed monitor hits 116 miles per hour. That's just going too fast. Where are they going? Nowhere. Where are they going? Nowhere. And it ended up going to their death. They were speeding to their death. Could you imagine that? Speeding to your death? Huh? God damn, you in a hurry to go see death. Man, oh man. It says the crash is still under investigation by Florida Highway Patrol, but the video may be the most damaging evidence because it shows that we're going 116 miles per hour. It was shown that everybody was drinking, and it was shown that nobody was wearing a seatbelt. Hell, the video showed the truth. Okay, the video shows the truth. Social media is exploded with someone calling it a wake-up call. It is a wake-up call. And others are accusing online influencer of glorified reckless driving. Yeah, and it should not be glorified. And all these kids, they love it. They're glorifying it. You got a lot of these parents that are glorifying it too and are participating in that shit too. So they have to be held accountable. And you guys don't hold them accountable. Y'all so weak when it comes to discipline. Y'all so weak when it comes to rules and regulations. Okay? It's like you anti-rules, you're anti-law and order. It's ridiculous out here. All right. So conspiracy theories are swirling. Why was no one wearing a seatbelt? Because they was on demon time. Okay. Who recorded the video? I don't know which one recorded the video, but one of them girls up in that car. And was the crash truly an accident? Well, I would think so. I mean, do you think that the girl she purposely drove everybody to their death? I don't know. I guess that's what they're saying. They're saying that the girl that was driving, she purposely did that to everyone. I mean, it's been a lot of car accidents that, man, yeah, listen, when you are getting in a car, you are putting that person, whoever's driving, your life in their hands. Y'all got to get to know these drivers. You know, I'm very particular. I have some guys I even like, but I would not allow them to drive me anywhere, and I would not get in their cars because they like the speed and they drive speeding cars. Okay? So I'm not playing that game. No, you're going to have to pick me up in an Uber or a Lyft, or I will drive for my safety. But no. And they get so irritated with me. I said, I'm not driving nowhere with you. Well, I ain't never been in no car accident. I ain't never had no ticket. I don't give a damn about none of that. I have spirit of discernment. I don't like how you drive, sir. I know you like to speed. You got speeding cars. I'm not about to put my life in your hands. Everybody else can play them games. I'm not doing it. I'm not them. I'm not one of them. Okay? And that's just straight period. And as far as I don't drink and I don't do no smoking, I don't do no weed, I don't do none of that. So I would not be in the situation as far as having friends that's drinking. If they're drinking, then I will be driving. But if they get drunk, I can't deal with drunk people. So if you are a type of person, you get pissy drunk, I cannot be your friend. I will have to associate you on your sober days, but I just don't want to be around that energy. And I don't know how you're going to behave. I don't know how that alcohol is going to do something to your brain or what type of spirit is going to be upon you. So I choose not to participate. Okay. And I always wear seatbelts. I don't care. I'm always going to wear a seatbelt. My parents instilled that within me when I was little to always put your seatbelts on. And I always be the one that correct my parents when they lacked in putting their seatbelt. Put your seatbelt on, put your seatbelt on. So that is instilled in me. But let's look in the comment section and see what they're saying about this. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe here at the Messy Sweet Spot. And make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. All right? And leave some comments. So let's get to what people are saying in the comment section, okay? They said, they say by the time someone get caught drunk driving, okay, that's just too long. Hold on. Wow, this is so sad and could have been prevented. It sure could have. Beautiful young women just losing their lives for being carelessness, and that should not be. And I also feel like since I read that, women have to start valuing their life more. When you value your life and you see your life as something very important, something very sacred, something very fragile, okay, you would not cause yourself to be in these positions or around this type of people that encourage this behaviors, because you know it's recklessness and it can lead to death. Okay. Okay. Traffic. I think we all can relate to a night like this. No, we cannot. You can relate to a night like that. Y'all on demon time can relate to a night like that. But I hate when you guys trying to generalize and put everybody in a group. I can never relate to a night like this, and I'm sure other people cannot either. Okay? This do not turn me on. This do not attract me whatsoever. And it's a big no. Okay? It's a big negative. All right? And for you, like for you people, that's always, y'all like this shit, you better thank God. You better get on your knees right now and thank God for giving you mercy and grace, because it's nothing but his mercy, is nothing but his grace that have kept you alive. Okay? So y'all should be out here screaming to the rooftop because you could have been gone. Okay? Ooh, and then y'all still on that demon time, I bet you. All right, okay, I wouldn't even do 116 on the road sober. Hell no. And that just goes to show. They said, listen, I wouldn't even do 116 sober, let alone drunk. Okay, I've never been drunk. I've never had alcohol. I never tasted alcohol. Nothing like that. Probably one time when I was 13, 14 years old, and I was begging my uncle to get a sip, okay? And he told me to open my mouth, and he put a shot of Hennessy down my throat, and it burned my fucking throat so bad. I said, oh, that shit is nasty. And he said, see, that's what you get for begging. That's what you get for begging. And that kind of turned me off from drinking or being curious about it. But that's the only time that I had something in me was that. And I ain't feel no type of way. I just felt like my throat was burning for a long time. And I never was interested in no drinky drink. Okay. All right. But it's reckless. They say when you drink, it does something to your mind. It makes you feel some type of way. And I guess people have to drink and smoke because they can't get happy on their own. So they need that substance to boost them from feeling some type of way. I'm so blessed and thankful that I don't have to rely on drugs. I don't have to rely on alcohol to make me feel some type of way. I'm very in control of who I am and my emotions and everything. Do I ever get nervous and shit? Yes, I do. What do I do when I get nervous? I just go through the nerves. Hell, I'm not going to drink no alcohol or take no pills. I'm just going to go through it. Hell, and eventually it'll wear off, And when you do, you just keep doing stuff. And you may say, well, shit, what made you nervous? Okay, when I have to get in front of a whole bunch of people to speak. That makes me nervous, okay? I be thinking about a lot of stuff. But, once I continue to go and I ask God for strength and I just keep talking, and then eventually the nervousness wears off, and then I'm just in the moment. And it's like I get out of the moment, I'm like, wow, I actually did it, So that's just how it's always been for me. And every time I get on that stage in front of a lot of people, the nervousness come back. It never stops. And I just deal with it. Hell, stop being so coward. Deal with stuff. Okay, feel it. Go through it. Okay? But comment, I want to know your thoughts about this. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe here at the Messy Sweet Spot. And I'll see you guys on the next upload. Bye.